Hey everybody, here's another video. We're talking about the low power variable optic versus a red dot. And when might I need to shoot somebody in those particular cases? I have some steel out at 100 yards, both a C-zone steel and a hostage steel. We're gonna compare and contrast.
After thorough testing, I recently changed my everyday OC spray to Palm Personal Defense Spray. It's nasty stuff and I recommend it highly.
I'm here again with my friend Zev Nadler, again, a teacher of carbine here in Phoenix who I respect highly. And that's his little bitty AR pistol in 300 blackout. And we wanna talk about when might I wanna shoot somebody at 100, 200, 300 yards? Because I think a lot of people say, but John, you know, if I shoot somebody at 100 yards, then I'm clearly going to prison. What do you think of that?
Not at all. If they're a threat at 100 yards or 300 yards and they're shooting at you, absolutely you've got a righteous target.
So clearly, in this time of unrest, if I were to have something like a mob and somebody has a gun, and I say, oh man, that guy is shooting in my direction, I have a clearly articulated threat. I think the other one, and I think actually the situation with the McCloskeys showed that one, that I would say from a tactical perspective, you've heard me talk about, I wouldn't have gone out in the front yard. Maybe the second floor balcony is a better place to be, but imagine you're not the McCloskeys, but you're the neighbor 3 doors down of the McCloskeys. And so you're a couple hundred yards away, because these are big houses, they're McMansions. And so I'm sitting there, and or I'm the security detail for the mayor, and who's 3 doors down from the McCloskeys. And I'm sitting there with my rifle, and I see a guy that's 200-300 yards away light a Molotov cocktail. And I go, that guy's not gonna throw it at me, but throwing a Molotov cocktail into a house is clearly a deadly threat. That's arson of an occupied structure, and I have a deadly threat, and I decide I'm gonna go ahead and take that person. I'm gonna stop that threat right now. So you could have that. Now, are we talking about an everyday threat? No, but we got rifles out, guys. We're talking about the end of the world now. We're not talking about easy stuff. So let's set up and shoot some and see how hard it is with both. So Zev, tell me about it's a pistol, right? It's a 300 blackout pistol.
Correct.
Tell me what you've zeroed this at.
So the red dot is at 100.
Okay.
And my flip up sights on the left side are at 50.
All right, so you have 100 yards zero on the dot. We got a target at 100 yards. That'll make life easy. My low power variable optic on my Lone Star Armory carbine is zeroed at 50. So that's gonna mean I'm gonna be about 2.5 inches high at 100. So you gotta know your holdovers when you're shooting rifles. If you don't understand your holdovers, you will be a mess. Maybe not on the big target, but when it comes time to shoot the little one, you're gonna have a big problem.
Absolutely.
So I think the first thing we're gonna talk about here is we wanna talk about shooting a red dot with this kind of distance. And I don't think it's as hard as you think. I don't have eyes on the steel, but I think you'll be able to hear it, right? So we're shooting 300 blackouts here. This is like running a 7.62 out there. That's one of the advantages here at these kind of distances, that this gun runs like an AR-15, because it is, but it hits like a 7.62, which is pretty cool. What do you think, Zev? You think I can get a hit on the man-sized steel standing here?
Absolutely.
I better be able to, or I better quit this game, right? Ooh, he says that. Remember, we always push and then pull. Why? Because the ghost of Pat Rogers compels us. Okay, here we go. Let's just see. Again, I see that guy out there, and I've got to just take my time and see it. Oh, I was over. They're both over. I don't know if this changes, Ev, but I was dead on that. Let's try it low here. Yeah, so I was aiming at the very bottom of it to get my hit. So this guy's aiming a little high. Here's a great reminder, check your zeros. Always check your zeros. It could just be the fact that I'm just shooting different than he is too, and the way that I see. Could be just a day. This is why you're always checking your zeros on your carbine. But I can get the hit, so if I'm smart here, I can get that, but I've only got a couple left in this. Now, if I want to get the hostage, you saw the hostage out there. That's just like a 3-inch target that's off the shoulder. Now, here's the problem. I don't know if I'm zero right, but what I would do here is I would try to get a little pool cue. This is like something here, maybe the side of my balcony or the edge of a wall, something like that. I'm gripping with these fingers and then using this kind of like a pool cue would and sitting on this to see if I can get it. Let's see if I can. I'm gonna have to guess elevation here, Zev.
I'd say about 1,400. Impact!
Did I impact
You hit the bad guy, the orange flag. You hit it so centered that it went back and forth.
Well, there we go. So you can get it with a red dot, right? But you better be good, and it did take me a while. Let's try the low power. Now we're running our carbine. Again, Schmidt bender here, and we are running at 1.5 power. So this is a 1.5 to 8 short dot. I have other red dots that are 1 to 8, 1 to 10s. This particular one is a 1.5 because that's what Schmidt makes, okay? So here again, I'm just going to see it. So can I hit a man-sized target at 100 yards standing offhand? Yes. Let's see about here now. Now I say, oh man, that's going to be a problem. So I crank my magnification up, get the same pull cue hold. I was over it. Still over. I'm a little high here.
You know, you're almost exactly over the optical offset. So I'd say the 2.5 inches is coming into play here.
I think you're right. So, once again, know your holdovers and know your offsets, right? But I do think that seeing it, I can see it so much easier through the 1.5 to 8 that it's not even funny. So can you do both? I mean, the bottom line answer is, of course you can do both. That at 100 yards, I can hit shots, but I'll tell you, you better darn well be able to shoot if you're going to do that with a red dot. I think that the low power variable optic really showed itself up close, but I don't think it does me any harm and actually helps me quite a bit to identify targets at distance.